in. I'm gonna go ahead and let you get going, and you have your story to tell. But give us a little bit of background. I almost know your background for ministry, and I'm gonna just tell a quick story before he gets going.
Yeah, do
and
that.
I've told Antoine and Monet, his beautiful wife, I've told them the story, and I was telling them about how when we went to Van Horn together, we're both Falcons, and I had found out I was pregnant. Nobody else knew that I was pregnant, and I came to class, and I was like, I got to go tell, because I grew up very strict Christian upbringing, and I didn't see a way out. They made it seem like kids were a bad thing. You was going to hell for fornicating, being pregnant out of wedlock, all that stuff. So I didn't see a way out. And the day that I was like, I tell people it's Suicide Prevention Month. This is a good thing. They should turn this into, because I've battled with that for my entire life. Right. And I can't believe it now looking at my baby girl, but I contemplated just ending my and her life because I refuse to do abortions. Wow. And I came and sat next to you in class, and I don't remember. I think it was our English teacher, because the windows faced Arlington. Yeah. And I came and sat next to you. I came late in class. And I came and sat next to you in class, and the teacher was talking, and she began to talk about something that had to do with
actually, I think it was history.
It was history. You're right. It was history, because she was talking about the antebellum and Reconstruction. Yeah. And you looked at me and said, do you know the best thing that happened to Black people that came from slavery? The only good thing. And I was basically like, no. And I kept naming all stuff. And you said, we were introduced to Jesus Christ.
Right. When I was 18, I'm 41. I done learned some more stuff now. Yeah. But it's a good story. Continue.
And you were saying, you said they introduced us to Jesus Christ, and you began to, and it was nothing but the Spirit of God, because you began to talk to me about Christ, which I already knew, but the Spirit of God in you began to speak to the Spirit of God in me. Right. And I tell people that right there, you was like, we got salvation through Jesus Christ for everything, everything. You was just the talking, like, the teacher ain't even talking. She up there writing, and me and you just sitting there ministering to me. And I tell people, we was in our own little world, and literally, my daughter is here. She's doing amazing things. We have an amazing announcement coming up. She's making me wait. That's the worst thing ever. But I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for that. So I tell people, my grandfather used to always say, if I could help one person, I've done my job. Yes, well, sir. You did your job, because you helped not just one, but plus 6 kids. Plus 6 kids.
And I think there's some other people out there too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and let you tell your story.
Well, again, I'm Antoine Ralston. So many people may or may not know me, but I was kind of famous for not any reason that I wanted to be, but back in October, I was all over the news for being the Lyft driver that was shot out in Liberty, Missouri 3 times. Yeah. And they said I was holding on to my life, which I don't remember ever really holding on to my life. After I realized I was shot, and I had planned my funeral and all that stuff, and thought about the things I was going to miss, my daughter's graduation, my wife having to get this phone call, my mother, because when I was 15, I told my mother at one of my cousins' funeral that had been shot and murdered, and that I would never put her through anything like that. Yeah. So here I am at 41, and I'm on the ground shot, just blown away by that. But when I got to the point of where I ran out of things to think about, I was like, God, is this really how this ends? Right. This can't be how it ends. And he said to me that I already died for you. He said, no, I already died for you. And I had peace through that whole process. Wow. Once I passed out, I don't remember anything else after that until I woke up on, I think it was November 1st. Wow. So I was out for like 3 days, basically. I literally rose on the 3rd day. Yes. Yes. And everything. But even prior to that, I've been in ministry since I was probably about 18, legitimately, where somebody gave me a license and said, okay, you're a preacher now. But, I've been preaching probably all through high school.
Yeah, you did.
Definitely high school.
Yeah.
I was working my way through middle school.
Yeah.
But been in church all of my life. I'm a product of Memorial Missionary Baptist Church, which is now Memorial Church International, whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I went to I came out preaching at St. Paul Monument of Faith, Church of God in Christ.
Okay.
So my Bishop Clifford Arnell Jackson was a help to that happening in that portion of my life. And then, of course, I started Rafa Temple at 2003 and all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And we closed down because I feel that if you're not taking care of your family on the level that you need to,
all right,
you probably don't need to be in the pulpit either.
All right.
So
all right.
That just was something that I felt, and I felt like I needed to minister to my family. So I pushed the church on pause.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, other things was happening that just kind of just made sense for it to happen at that moment.
Yeah.
About 2010.
Yeah.
And last May, my father died. Something that he had said to me was, you should never, being Father's Day month, whatnot. I honor my father, Nathaniel Rawson Jr., who was like my left, right hand, middle toe. At my church, right?
Yeah.
He was. If I was doing something, he was there.
He was there. Yeah.
He cut the grass. He made sure stuff was going on. All that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But he ended up dying from complications of dementia. And so in his moments of going in and out, he'd be like, 1 minute I was stealing his money and trying to kill him. And then one time he was very, very clear. He was like, you are a good preacher. You're a good pastor. He said, there ain't many can touch you out there. This is my father talking to me.
Yes.
So I ain't talking about nobody else. This is my father talking to me.
Yeah.
And he said, you shouldn't have never stopped. And he said, did
God
call you? He said, did God call you? I said, well, I ain't really stopped that. He said, did God call you? I said, yes, sir. He said, then you need to be doing what he told you to do. So I've been working on coming back. But what I did not want to do is make an emotional, hasty decision.
Right.
Because that's how you get into bad choices and situations.
Yeah.
And so I just started putting fillers out there. Been working on it for a year. And October, the week I got shot, me and Monet was talking about how we were going to come back.
Yeah.
How we was going to get this thing going and what that was going to look like. And so, of course, we was crying, praying, figuring it out, and things of that nature. Didn't know how I was going to do it, didn't have time to think about it because, like, that Saturday night, Sunday morning, ended up getting shot fatally. So, back to that story. So I got shot 3 times, once in the shoulder, once through the face. That's why I sound impaired. My speech sounds a little impaired. But understand that this impairment is just a miracle in itself.
Yes.
Because I was shot through the face with a 45.
Woo,
Close range. I shouldn't even have a jaw.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have a chin. I should probably have lips. But the bullet, of course, come out my face. And all that stuff knocked out my left jaw, fractured my right jaw. Right now, my jaw is, I have a plate, a metal plate, and they took a bone from my hip, grafted it to my face and everything. It took pretty much 100%. And so that's doing well now. But the fact that a bullet went through my tongue, blew and destroyed my tongue up, and then I can talk.
That's God. That's God.
That's nothing but God.
That's God.
End of the day. And so I'm still here to tell. And then when he shot me in the back of my head, shot in the back of the head, close range, the bullet only grazed my head, went in 2 inches. And I just recently looked at this bullet that he had and the gun he had. And they did a ballistic test on it just to see how this bullet would work. And this bullet went through 2 4x4s, an ice cooler, a medical ice cooler, and like 6 packs of the medical ice that they use to cool the stuff.
Yeah.
6 bags of that went all the way through all of that, and they couldn't find the bullet. It just raised my head 2 inches.
It just raised your head.
Yeah, like my dad was up from heaven and said, "Nope,
nope, we ain't gonna no, because we already told him." Yeah. And I, you know what, y'all, and I'm gonna say this is why I'm looking in the camera. His daddy was right. It ain't no preachers out here that can touch this man because this man brings the word. And here's the thing about it. And I don't compare preachers and this and the other, but when you get the word and you get it truly unadulterated, I think one of the best, and I've heard much because I used to follow you had the Blog Talk Radio, and so I used to listen to that. Wow. And so I've been listening to you for a while. Wow. But I think the most powerful word that I've heard you deliver some powerful word. Wow. But when you did Missouri State Representative Brandon Ellington's inauguration,
I kind of knew you was going there.
That one, the reason why I considered that a powerful word, because my now 17-year-old, that was in 2011 or 2012.
Good. Yeah, something like that.
I know that was 6 years ago. He's now 17. He was 10 or 11. And he looked at me. And I looked at him. I said, "What you thinking?" And his Mr. Gathers, Tyrone's student. I said, "What you thinking, Greenie?" He said, and his eyes, tears started rolling down his eyes. Wow. He said, "Wow, Mama." And then he looked at me. He said, "I want to preach one day." And I looked at him. Wait a minute. I looked down at him, and I was like, "Okay." He looked back up. He said, "No, I don't." He said, "Wow, Mama." He said, "God really did all that for Brandon." I said, "You heard it, didn't you?" I said, "You heard it, didn't you?" He said, "Yes, ma'am." And you captured, to me, the word of God can capture any age.
Right. And it should.
That is the thing. The word of God, if someone is delivering it in the proper manner, the word of God captures any age because you're delivering it not for self and not for vain, not for vanity. Right. And that's what I love about Monet, my sister. Both of y'all. I remember when Monet was like, we said, if we ain't preaching the word of God, it ain't no need for us to even stay married. What's the point?
Married in ministry.
Right. She said, because that is what God has done for us. And we both know. And that's
you want to hear me preach now?
And when she got to talking, I could feel it. But that right there tells me that God is not done with you. When you said that bullet went through all of that on the test.
Yeah, it was the kill shot. He intended to kill me. I was shot from my chest up to my head. His intent was for me to die at that moment. He didn't feel that way necessarily after it happened because he started thinking about what he did.
Right.
But his intent was to kill me.
He was very intent on killing.
Over a fist bump, by the way.
No, it wasn't over no fist bump.
We were talking. He said, "You're a pretty cool dude." I said, "Cool." He went in for a fist bump. I said, "I'm good with that." He lost it. And then I tried to comfort him, and he spit in my face, and you can only imagine what happened from there.
Right.
But it started of a fist bump.
Wow.
Nothing major. Not money. Not even racism, as far as I recall. I don't remember him saying
he didn't say nothing racist to you.
He's not too much of a mixed family, really, to be like that. He just had a bad day, bad decision moment. And yet, I still forgive him. And I don't forgive him to release him. God told me to forgive him to release me. So that I wouldn't get bitter and be upset and be depressed and be trying to figure out why. Though I do try to figure out why. I think about how stupid that was, but I had to let that go. Yeah. I had too much to heal from
and that's
to
how
be
you
dealing
heal.
with that. Yeah. Because, okay, 7 months from now, do I look like I've been shot?
Nope. You sure don't.
You got a camera over there.
You sure don't.
Look like I've been shot. My left arm is been damaged by the nerves, but from February 1st to now, the things I can do with my left hand, I can pick this up. I can put a lid on here and hold this. I can open up doors. I pull back. Look, I still drive people around. If the bad's light enough, I pull it from this side and have this one carrying and pull another. You know what I'm saying? So I have perseverance. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because of my faith, God said I wasn't wasn't going to die, and so I wasn't going to die. You know what I mean?
You better preach that.
Because I could have been depressed. Not saying that I don't have my moments of depression. Yeah. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I think about who I was before this.
Yeah.
I know who I was. Yeah, I look good, but psychologically and physically and with my tongue, and I can never kiss my wife the way I kissed her before. Thank God I kissed her a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
Right now I can't like hold her and squeeze her or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, there's just things that I can't do. If I had a baby, I would really be up to treat. Because I couldn't hold that baby without potentially hurting that baby.
Right.
Because I don't have 2 arms to per se do that.
Right.
But God is faithful. God is good. God is a healer. And, you know, just on the premise of being a father, I just couldn't leave my family. Now, let me help you understand something. If I were to die tomorrow, my family is financially okay.
Yeah.
I got more insurance than I'm really worth at the moment.
Yeah.
But Monet to pay off the house, pay off her cars, sell the cars I got, get extra income from that, and live comfortably until she finds another husband. But ain't nobody gonna do it like I do. So I doubt she'll be looking, but she's gonna be comfortable. She's gonna have a nice life to retirement or whatever. And that's important to me. So all you fathers, make sure y'all get like life insurance.
And I'm glad that he said that. That was nobody but God that had you saying that, because y'all can contact Lyne't if y'all want life insurance. And the company I'm selling for does the payout in 3 days. So your family don't have to wait 3 months to a year in order. Just give me a call at 1-6-875-6962. I'm gonna plug my own stuff today. But you know, but this is what I love about it, is that your family, your kids, your wife. That's why I had you here on Father's Day, not just for your story, but because I'm shouting out great dads, great fathers, you know. And your family is happy. And you can tell, and I tell people, because of the bad relationship I had, I look in women's eyes now, because we can smile, but do we smile through our eyes? You can look at pictures of women and you don't see them smile. And Monet smiles through her eyes every time I see my sister. So that means she's happy at home. Whether you're there or not, she's smiling through her eyes. So that means that, and your kids are smiling and they're glowing. So that means that you are a great father. And you, and one of the things that I always tell people, they jump to the scripture on tithing a lot in Malachi. But they skip over Malachi 2:14 that says, when the man of God deals treacherously with the wife of his youth, God will not hear him. And so a lot of people skip over that part. And you have a lot of first ladies who don't smile through their eyes. I want to commend you for that. That's why I wanted you on here, because y'all are an example of what we call black love.
20 years, baby. 20 years.
All right,
20 years. 20 years legally on paper, and we dated for 98. We got married in 97.
Awesome.
The fall of 97, we started talking. I proposed to 96. I'm tripping. I can't count.
Oh boy, yeah, you better get that right, because she'll be up here on the phone no.
It was Thanksgiving 96. We started talking. I proposed in 97. Awesome. We got married in 98, and our engagement was long distance. So she's from LA. And I didn't cheat on her or anything like that either. Okay, so I loved her. I knew she was the one, because I prayed and asked God if she was the one. And I prayed and asked God. My wife wasn't in a church girl like I was. She went to church, but she, you know, by the time she became a teenager, she wasn't like I was. So I was like, Lord, save her. And then she called me. She was like, guess what happened? I said, what? I said, like,
all right now. Okay. You already knew it was coming.
I said, okay, all right. Now
I love it.
Fill her with the Holy Spirit. And she didn't go to church and get filled with the Holy Spirit. She was in her bathroom.
Go ahead now.
Praying, praising God, and got filled with the Holy Spirit.
Go ahead.
She called me and said, Antoine, I just got filled. I just got filled with the Holy
Yes.
I said, wow. So that was that confirmation. But I was also reminded, when I was about 16, I had a suicidal moment where I wasn't happy about some things, and I was like, Lord, just take me now or show me my future.
Go ahead. I like that.
So I was like, I'm going to go to bed. You better speak to me,
do something,
or I'm taking my life. And that's how I felt at that moment.
Yeah.
I had such a vivid dream. I was given the name Rafa Temple when I was 16, 17 years old, whatever it was. And he showed me my wife, and he showed me that she would be a dancer, that she wasn't from Kansas City, that she went to a school that allowed them to have lunch outside, where I remember vividly about the school. It was peach, you know, peach. And it was just like a warm climate place. And so in 2000, when we was going back to LA to bury her mother, we had all that time in the car, and that just popped up, and I told her, and she looked at me and was like, oh my God, I have to take you by my school. I said, what? Oh, and they should be in the medical field. And she was all that. She's in the medical field. And she took me by the school and showed me the school. The school was peach.
Whoa.
They had school. They had lunch outside. They would dance. They would hang out. She did all that. They have rap battles. All that stuff, you know, 90s, right? And I was just blown away. And then when her mother told me before she died that she knew that Monet was okay because she had me, that put more of a...
that's beautiful.
An honor and an obligation.
Obligation, yes.
To take care of her daughter.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that my marriage has been like, you know, all the whole time. We had our human problems.
Right, because you're human. Yeah.
But we've been able to get through that because we are friends, because we have a history. We've been knowing each other since we were like 5 years old.
Awesome.
When we were 8, I told her that I was going to take her from there and we was going to get married. I did.
You spoke that thing.
Yeah, I told her that we was going to travel all over the world, have many kids, I said, whatever, and this happened. We got 2 girls, we got a boy. But we have fun. We have fun. I'm going to tell you who else emulated something that gave me permission, and that's Apostle Larry B. Asians and Olivia C.Q.
Yes,
the way that they publicly love each other. And some people say, well, it might not be like that at home. I know that his son-in-laws have lived with him, okay? Yeah. And so I know that a son-in-law ain't going to respect him publicly if he can't they don't see him privately. Yeah. And so I know that he's a stand-up guy when it comes to his marriage. And the way that they interact, I was like, I got to do that. Right. I got to be that.
I like that.
And so I treated my wife even better after interacting with those folks. And
that's a beautiful thing, because a lot of people, that's one thing I tell people, is that in order to heal our community, our kids need to see more positive Black relationships, because that's the foundation of the family, and that's the foundation of healing our community when they see that. And that's something that you were able to, like you said, emulate what you saw in their marriage. That's
absolutely awesome. So you'll see that public display and everything. I went from telling my wife off over the pulpit to building my wife up over the pulpit.
I like that.
And it ain't even in me now. I mean, you just shot 3 times. It really humbles you. Yeah. I'm just saying. But nonetheless,
I know about humbling.
It humbles
God gave me 5 days in the county to humble us.
I read that. I was like, oh no, what?
I told you it was a long time coming. All that gooning catch up with you eventually.
Right. But yeah, I tell you, so I love my children. I mean, you understand, I almost wasn't here.
Ooh, that's powerful.
I might not have been here for Father's Day. It wasn't intended for me to be on somebody else's desire. Yes. But thanks be to God.
Thanks be to
God. God interfered. The God said no. The God said not now.
Yeah.
In fact, he said no.
He said no. Because I got work for you.
I already died for you. That's covered.
It. Yeah. That's powerful.
That's covered.
And 3 days later,
there's a message. That's covered. Oh, glory. I'm like, y'all need to show up and hear that one. That's going to be a good one. That's covered.
That is powerful.
So to be here for Father's Day is so huge, so huge for me. I don't know what we're doing. We're broke right now, but I don't know what we're doing.
I know that's right. I mean?
But I thank God for my family, my wife, my children. They haven't left my side.
That's
they have helped me through this whole process, and not only my wife, but my sister and my mother. I just found out yesterday my sister took a leave of absence without permission from her job to take care of me for a week. So she didn't get paid. And she got rolled up for taking off to take care of her brother.
Somebody down there in the administrative offices, if y'all hear this story, y'all need to check on who wrote her up.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
And so she lost out to take care of me. The love that I got from my family, not that we didn't love each other, but you have to understand that I believe, and I've heard you say this, it is mine to take care of my black women. I have a wife that's a black woman. I have two daughters that are black women, my mother and my sister, and I look out for all five of them. Yeah. That's why I ain't got no room for no more women. I got 5 women.
But what I was saying was, I wasn't saying it like take care of. I was just saying like just you know, when you begin to see like the women. We face a lot of opposition. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is don't add to the opposition. Mm-hmm. And you don't necessarily have to, I don't argue with nobody no more. I'm just, I tell people the county jail was my Thanos, was the Thanos to my Hulk.
Right.
So if y'all seen the movie, the Avengers, that was the Thanos to my Hulk. Right. Them COs. But, you know,
it's not in the sense of like that.
Yeah, physically. It's talking support. About
I am my family's backbone. So financially, I'm the guy. You know, I've been the guy for like 5 years. So if they need something, I'll do that, right? Because those are my ladies. Those are my women. Those are my mother, my sister, my wife, my daughters. In fact, so much so, my daughter, who's on her way to college, is not working during the summer because for some reason she thinks she's just going to be good.
No. That's a teenager thing.
I had like 10 jobs.
I tell people the crazy thing is we wanted to drive.
Right.
We wanted to drive so bad we bought cars before we had licenses. Mm-hmm. These kids, it's like, oh no, you're gonna drive me. Like I mean, they act like, and I always say this, these kids act like they are gonna jump from the high school classroom to the boardroom. Oh, I mean, they got a way figured out.
This is true. This is very true. You ought to be a pastor and listen to what they tell you. I can't do that without this amount of money. Are you kidding me? But you know, when I was your age, I had 2 jobs.
Right. I just had that talk with my 17-year-old this morning. Mm-hmm. Me and him went rounds yesterday, and you know, and I was like, boy, you better be glad your mama God didn't just really did a work in your mama, but. But I was like, and I told him the same thing. When I was your age, I had 2 jobs. Mm-hmm. You know, and he was like, yeah, but but still, I had 2 jobs, and I was able to move out on my own and take care of myself.
Right.
If mama ain't got to cover the back end, you in trouble.
All the way in trouble. When I was a senior, you know, I had that 94 Jetta. I graduated in 95.
Yeah, because I had the 95 Nissan.
Right. Okay. So I was parking with the teachers for about like most of the school year.
Yeah.
Until they figured it out. But nonetheless. So my kids are not like that so far. Right. But they want to drive all my cars. I tell you, it's something. My mama didn't have an extra car to drive,
but see that goes for the what I tell people, we are having Father's Month, and that goes for the amazing father that you are, because your kids are you know, basically like, okay, daddy, we know you got it. You get what I'm saying? They don't have any worries, you know, and that is what I brought you on here, you know, to tell your story, but to honor you as a dad. Mm-hmm. You know, we have some amazing dads, and I feel that amazing dads get the short end of the stick, just like they said, bad news travels fast.
Sure.
But amazing dads are like the good news. You hardly ever hear about them. Right. You know, you didn't go into opening Rafa Temple back up. I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk about that real quick.
It's all good, yeah. So we're opening back up actually next month. In fact, we'll be right here at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center on Sundays at 11:30 a.m. In the main auditorium. And so, you know, we're on Facebook and all that type of stuff. So check us out. Love to have you be a part of the team, not part of the church, but part of the team.
I like that.
We are about like community. We're about doing stuff.
Yes, you are.
We try
really
to empower people on the Sundays so that we can impact lives during the week. We might even cancel worship service on Sunday to go do ministry on the outside. I mean, there's people that need to not be preached to. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Just people that just need to know that people are concerned or thinking about them or care or available when they're needed. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, we're talking about a generation that care less about what you have to say. They, you know, what you have to say means less. People want to know if you really care or not.
If you care,
and if you care, you will build a ministry, you will build a church. Well, not because then it's more about the fellowship. You know?
Absolutely.
And so one thing that we did foster very well the last time is a family-like atmosphere. So, like, a lot of our members are coming back.
That's good.
You know, a lot of our members stayed in touch with each other and all that type of stuff. So we're just kind of picking back up where we left off, really. They're like, you know, it's not the same church. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's on the same pastor.
Yeah, it's the same pastor. And like you said, this is the vision God gave you when you was a baby.
Right.
We're going to go to break, and we'll be right back after break. How many? With 2 minutes? See you all in 2 minutes.
2 and 2.
They can still hear you on Facebook. So
okay.
Let me see.
Anybody ask some questions or anything?
Charles Johnson said, but she and the kids still have you. Yeah. Hey Charles, how you doing?
What's up? I was about to say, what? They sent them to us? What's up, Charles?
And then some kind of way, all of my comments disappeared.
What?
I'm still on the, what's the name? So I used to see everybody who was watching and everything. Just I've been telling people I don't trust Facebook with my phone. I don't know what they think they're gonna find. So I want to thank y'all for watching. How y'all doing? Let me take these earphones off. Thank y'all for watching. I can only see. Hey cousin, Ahura Woods. I can see she's watching. Charles Johnson, thank you for watching. Roach Ellington. Hey, Miss E.
This is on there.
Yeah, my daughter-in-law Blair. Hey Blair, and those are the only people I can see on here. I don't know where everything else went.
Okay, that's weird. I can't do it. I don't know why we got like it looked like we got on the same color.
Yeah, ain't that? That's what I noticed when I was looking at that. When I was looking at the camera, I was like, "Oh, we both got on the blue shirts. That works.
Yeah,
that works."
I just felt such blue spirit.
If anybody has any questions for him, please, or y'all, I also want everyone to please call in or put your dad's shout out, your amazing dad. I want to shout out Charles Johnson, amazing dad. But if you have an amazing dad that you want to shout out, this is Father's Month. That's what this is for. So you don't even have to have a comment about the show, but I just need you to put your dad and uncles and cousins and mentors, all of that on here. And I will read their name. And we're back. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? This is Lyne't. I'm sitting here with Antoine Roston, pastor of Rafa Temple. Amazing husband and amazing father.
Well, thank you.
We went to break while he was telling us about what Rafa Temple will be doing. Now, what are your service times?
We're going to be meeting for Bible studies on Tuesdays at like 6 p.m. Right here, and then we will, which pretty much Lady Pastor Monet is going to be handling that, and then Sundays will be here at 11:30. What is this address? 4510. So that's starting next Linwood. You enter on the 31st Street side. I know there's another church here. They're gonna kind of be mad at me because I'm gonna have signage right everywhere. But nonetheless, we upstairs, they downstairs. We're gonna work with them as well because it's all about the kingdom of God, and ain't no competition in this and whatever, but we are gonna have a lot of sign, and so you won't be able to miss it. But yeah, right here in the old school, right here between what is that, Elmwood and
Elmwood and Cypress.
In Cyprus, yeah, Elmwood and Cyprus, and we're gonna be right here doing what we do. We got good music coming. And we're looking for you to help us.
And people, don't be afraid. This is the one thing I like about what Rafa Temple does. He said they put you to work. You're not just coming in to be a spectator.
No.
And don't be afraid to. A lot of the kids don't have direction, because I remember when we were young, the churches were filled with young people.
Right.
And now you ask a young person anything about the Bible or about Jesus, and they can't even tell you where Adam is found in the Bible, which is sad. Everybody knows Adam is in the book of Genesis.
In theory.
And I was talking to some young people in my neighborhood, and we was just standing out there talking or whatever. They was walking from Jubilees over there, because I live on the east side, and I was leaving Church's Chicken. I was in there leaving, and the guy asked me for money. And so I was like, first off, my saying to every man, didn't your mama teach you don't ever ask no woman for no money?
Right.
So and then from there, I always take my time to talk to the kids to find out. And I asked them, I was like, well, y'all go to church? No. And I was like, they was like, don't nobody, tell us to go to church. So haven't nobody taken us.
Right.
And I can sympathize with them on that. I completely understand that, because once my mom got a divorce, she sank herself into working and not being home. So when I did start going to church, it was with my great grandmother, my great granddad, and my grandmother, and with my uncle. Who finally came and got me.
And you don't have those kind of
people anymore.
Anymore. Yeah.
We have a caller.
She wants to give a shout out to her incredible husband.
Okay, we have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Lyne't, this is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica.
Ahura.
She's a hero on Facebook. But yeah, Jessica, how you doing? This is my cousin,
hey,
y'all.
Sweet. I heard you were doing shout outs to great fathers.
Absolutely.
And there are a couple I want to give a shout out to.
Go ahead, go for it.
First of all is my husband. Okay, my husband is and has been my rock, and has helped me raise two beautiful children. One is my daughter, and one is his son. Awesome. He is an incredible father. There has never been a time where we have ever called our children stepchildren.
Yeah.
We acknowledge our children as our children. This is my son. This is my daughter.
Yeah.
There has never been a time where he has, not been there for her.
And what is his name?
Especially when there are fathers that are not in the picture. You've got to give props to the ones that are.
Absolutely.
One of the other people I wanted to say was Phil
what's
Charles.
His name? What's your husband's name?
Phil Charles.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Charles, do
that. That is
thing.
our cousin. Lyne't knows him too.
We were asking your husband's name.
But I don't know you.
Name.
And like there's people listening.
Yeah, you didn't say your husband's name. You were so excited. You didn't say.
Oh, I'm sorry, because he's my husband. That's his name.
Right.
I like that.
My husband.
No, his name is Mariko Madlock.
Mariko Madlock. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead.
Madlock.
And you calling out Phil Char? Yes.
The best. I love him to pieces.
Yes.
The other name I wanted to give was Hush King. This is my dog. Phil Charles Walker. He is our cousin.
That's our cousin.
And
yes.
He goes beyond, not only for his kids, but for everybody's kids.
Yes, he does.
I think he coaches basketball or football or
basketball.
I don't know exactly
it's basketball.
Sport, but all of his pictures are him and a billion kids.
Yes. Yes,
and,
absolutely.
He's a positive, God-fearing, beautiful soul that gives and gives and gives and gives and inspires.
Yes.
I watch him from afar. I think he lives in Wichita now, but
yes,
I watch him from afar in amazement.
Is he still in Wichita? Is he still in Wichita?
Male role model he is.
Is he still in Wichita or is he in Hutchinson? I mean, is he still in Hutchinson or did he move to Wichita? But yeah, we want to
4th of July, not last year, but the year before.
Okay,
in Wichita.
I want to, like she said, shout out our cousin. And we both, he always tells everybody, both of my cousins changed my diapers. Yes, we did. He was our baby. That was, and we didn't, and it's funny, we didn't even find out.
An incredible man.
Yes, he grew up, and we didn't even find out. We were good friends at Lincoln in middle school.
Wow.
Jessica and I.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't even find out we were related until this year when Phil Char said, he said, "This is my cousin." I'm like, "That's okay." He said, "Both of y'all changed my diapers." But we just connected.
Wow,
we
that's
connected
crazy.
when he was a baby and
Right.
didn't even know that we were connecting with family.
Wow.
We were
Exactly.
literally
Mhm.
1 degree of separation. She
Yeah.
probably had him one weekend and I had him the other babysitting. Literally.
Yeah,
So
we all grew up. Yeah, we had slumber parties at my mom's house.
Yes.
Yeah, we used to turn up. Me and the other great father that I wanted to mention, which is Kevon Mitchell.
yes.
Also
Yeah,
family.
I know
Him and Phil Charles are very much like brothers.
Yes,
They
and
were raised,
Caleb, that we
neck and neck
can't
with each other.
we cannot leave out Caleb. Caleb, I don't know if he's still overseas. Phil Charles'
Oh,
little
God,
brother.
Yes, Caleb.
Absolutely.
I
And
mean, our
Caleb just
family
had
is
another
full of
baby.
good men.
And-
You know what I'm saying? I could be on here all night long giving
Yes.
shout outs to the fathers in our family. They realize that men are needed,
Yes.
that men need to be a good example,
Absolutely.
and that they need to not only be good to their kids, but to everybody's
kids.
It's just,
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Caleb and Phil Char developed a basketball camp clinic called TAP. Tomorrow Ain't Promised.
True.
And so I want to definitely shout out that. And I think they're doing signups. I don't know if they're doing signups for the kids right now. I'll put it on my page again. But I know they're doing signups for coaches and everything because they do an actual clinic because Caleb is a professional basketball player overseas.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
they absolutely, and Phil Char coaches the young people, and he works with young people and he works with troubled young people.
Okay.
So
Yes.
we definitely, I want to shout out to all of the great fathers that Jessica has called in and given a shout out to. And those of y'all in the family who we didn't remember, please don't get mad
Ain't
at
nothing
us.
personal.
Yeah, don't get mad at us.
It's a
I
time
don't know. Those were
thing.
just the first ones. that
Right,
came to
those are
mind.
our
Of
first
course,
ones
my
that came to
husband
mind.
But yeah.
So I
But
love you,
yeah.
girl. You have a good one. I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, well, thanks for letting me call in. I'm gonna call in again.
Okay, I sure
what's
will. You know
All
what?
right,
If
y'all. Have a
you
good
all, anybody who's just tuned in, if you have a shout out for a great father, we are shouting out amazing dads, and we have an amazing dad sitting here with us right now, Antoine Ross, and I'm gonna keep telling y'all, he's the pastor of Rafa Temple. They have services Sundays at 11:30.
Starting in July.
Sundays at
Second
11:30. Second Sunday.
Don't come the first Sunday.
Okay.
We'll be moving stuff. We'll be moving stuff in on the first Sunday.
Okay. Well, no. Then they want to come the first Sunday.
Well,
You just tell them don't dress up. Wear y'all
don't
t-shirt
just so
and
wear
jeans.
something to clean.
Right.
We gotta clean some chairs and some all that stuff.
Absolutely.
We're gonna be fellowshipping on the first Sunday.
And
the second Sunday.
The church location is right here at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center at
4510 Linwood.
And you come in
Boulevard.
on the 31st Street side. He
Yes.
said between Chelsea and
Elmwood.
Elmwood.
Yeah.
So
Cypress.
Cypress.
And
You know,
Elmwood.
I always keep wanting to say this is Chelsea. I don't know why. Maybe ain't
Child.
Chelsea 1 or 2 streets over?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
something like
somewhere.
that.
Don't
When I gotta find it, I know how.
Right. You like me because I'm a driver. I've been driving for over 20, 21 years. So
I want to shout out some fellas
Go ahead.
like my dad. Well, my dad, may he rest in peace, whatever that means.
right. I don't understand
I
that
never
either.
understood
I'm
that
like
either. But nonetheless, my father, though he's not here, he's always in my heart. And my grandfather, Clarence A. Lyons, that's my mother's father. He's been an excellent father and grandfather and a great grandfather
Amen.
to his own right. And I'd like to shout out to my best friend, David E. Morgan Jr. DJ, Pastor DJ is an awesome father. I mean, this cat makes me feel like I don't do enough. Plus, he's got small children. We're the same age, and I don't know how he's doing.
Ooh,
that.
Lord.
I'm like, oh, dude.
At this age,
Yeah.
Lord.
I mean, I would be more calmer and everything, but
Mm.
oh my God, I'd be like, dude, you don't know how to feed yourself yet? You know, it's just like, I don't got time for this, man. Like, my oldest kids are grown. Like, what
Right.
is this? You know?
And I admire the parents with the little
Yeah.
kids. at this
Now,
age.
grandparents,
I'm
grandchildren are not looking for and not rushing it, but when that comes, that'd be a beautiful
yeah,
thing.
that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, not rushing though. I'm like, get your degree and 2 jobs before you do that.
Be able to afford them.
Be able to
You
afford
sound
it.
like my daughter. daughter because I'm excited about being mama. I get 2 of them in 1 year after I've been complaining. My
That's
2
right.
married sons.
That's what's up.
But my daughter, I'm like, so when you gonna get married? And she said, I got you a grandpuppy. And she said, and she lives with you and everything.
That's hilarious. And then another one of my friends I've always admired, Ty. What is Ty's last name? My boy Ty. I can't think of it right now. I'm on opioids like Kanye West, so you have to you have to forgive my memory. But my boy Ty, he is an excellent father to his boys. I mean, he is so serious
Monet,
about that deal.
Text him Ty.
I got him on my phone, but he is totally like the dude when it comes to that, man.
That's awesome.
He makes me feel like I don't do enough either. Until he fusses at him, then I feel like we're equal.
Okay.
Ty Horton, my boy Ty Horton, he's an excellent father. And my pop Cecil, Tony Cecil, he's like a mentor, a godfather that's kind of stepped in after my dad passed away for sure.
Yeah.
He's been like the bomb diddy. Very encouraging through this process. He's on my church board and everything. And then another member of my church board is Dr. Richard Prim. Dr. Prim is like Bishop Prim is a great father. Just a great father figure. And like your cousin said, look, I know too many people that I admire. I could go on and on and on and on and keep on talking and keep on talking. I know a lot of people. But just men that are taking care of their family, men that are there. And let me tell you, like my father wasn't always perfect because I know about domestic violence because of him. But as an adult, he got over the hump of his addictions and things that made him a behind. And we had a wonderful adult relationship. And we had a wonderful relationship when I was little. Then he flipped out there in that junior high moment, you know what I mean? And or whatever. But if you can get back up,
that's the thing.
You know, pick up.
Don't stay down.
Don't stay down. Get back up. Do what you do, man. Be honest, open about where you've been, where you've fallen. Because your shortcomings brings healing, but your shortcomings can be lessons. Because one thing that I never understood my father when I was a little boy, I would say, I want to be just like you when I grow up, Daddy. And he would cuss me out almost like be ready to beat me to where I'm in tears for saying I admire you. I didn't understand what his problem was with that. I later learned, but his challenge was don't be like me, you be better than me. And so to have my father's respect, to say that he was proud of me, that's important. I don't care how bad of a father you are or have been. If you can go back and speak into your children's life, that is what our role is. That's why they take our name, because we give them identity. And when you can speak into your children's lives and you let your children know that you're proud of them, like I'm real good at breaking them down because I got some arrogant kids. They real arrogant. I don't know where that came from, but they're arrogant. I ain't saying I think it might. I don't think it's that mama. No, I don't think it's for me. But I think that they are overconfident. They are smart and all that, but they're overconfident. And there's a way to rip them down, then build them up. And I'll rip them down and build them up. And let them know you should know how to do something, but until you practice. I was like, George Benson practice. He is like a nominated, award winning. He's got albums on top of albums, and he still practices in his 70s or whatnot. You got to practice because you ain't got to his level yet.
We're gonna let Mr. Walker do some of our Father's Day shout out.
Let's go.
Yeah, we got a few comments in here and stuff. One, Brian Ellis said that Elias, okay, said that tap was awesome. Shirley Singleton, hello, cousin Antoine from Michigan.
Hey!
Stephen Malone says, shout out to Mr. Dwayne K. Dog Kennedy, great man, teacher, father, and human.
All right.
Glenda Fuller, and I guess this is for the church, says, do they need an organ?
Son has an organ.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to him, Desmond.
And then there was a shout out to Sammy Johnson.
All righty. Shout out to Sammy Johnson. and Mr. Dwayne K. Dog Kennedy. All right. And Shirley Singleton, thank you for watching. But oh yeah. So I'll make sure you get back with did Desmond ever contact? We gonna handle business on air, y'all. Because y'all know how kids are and they just drop the whole ball.
I think he put something on my page or whatnot.
So Desmond, Blair, because Blair is Desmond's wife. Blair.
Again, I'm on opioids. So
Blair, I'm going to have you contact Antoine and Monet for them to come take the organ if it's still there. Because they have an organ. They about to have a new baby, so the organ couldn't be in the room no more. Because they turned that room into the nursery. So
that's what you did for having babies. Lost your organ. Lord to help me, Jesus.
And Melvin Lamont Brown said, "That's my friend. I'm so delighted at how far he has come.
Amen.
The devil thought he had him, but Antoine got away.
Amen.
Love you much. Keep up the good work. We must get together soon."
Absolutely.
And that's from Melvin Lamont Brown.
That's
and
boy.
Yes, we have to shout out Representative Missouri State Representative.
Yes,
Brandon Ellington.
That's my guy.
Yes.
I told you I could have kept going. He was on my list, but I'm like, I feel like I was just going and going and going. But that is my guy. And I'm going to tell you, I've watched him with his children from the beginning to the present. And the fact that he's exposed his children to what he does. He educates them. And though he's not at home every week, the way he puts in that time to make up, I mean, this dude is just awesome. You know what I mean? I'm impressed with him. In fact, when I met him, he didn't even have a tie. Y'all don't understand.
Everybody with their Brandon stories. Go on ahead and tell me.
He didn't even have a tie. I had to help the brother. I was like, look, Doc, you can't be out here like this with no tie. Take some of these. I don't wear them, and they still look good, Doc. I gotta help you. You're my boy. Here's some cufflinks, Doc. Let me hook you up, bro. You can't be out here. You're a representative. You have to represent us all. And so that's my boy. But I'm so proud of that dude. And Tasha and them getting married and doing the thing.
And they are another example of Black love. Love.
Yeah, they got that gently love.
And let's see. Latanya Rochelle Webb said, shout out to Charles Boston. So another great and amazing dad, Charles Boston. Miss E said she wanted to teach a class, Pastor Ross said.
Okay. No, seriously, you already know. I know.
People don't know.
I already know.
There's some stuff hidden up in there. She had me crying up on her porch the other day.
I know.
You know that I was cutting onions, but that woman's she's tough.
I know. Tough. I know she is.
So I mean, it has been amazing. I'm so happy that number one.
Hey, hold on, time out. Let me tell you something. I don't think nobody's ever passed to Miss E, but Antoine. So let me tell you something. That says a whole lot.
That's the truth.
You need to show up to Rafa Temple. Miss E comes there.
Absolutely, because she don't play no games.
No,
she does not play no game. Lamar Scales.
Yeah, that's
he
my
said
homie.
My friend and brother from. He said my friend and brother love you, Pastor Ross.
Yeah, that's my man. That's my dude.
But yes, that I'm just thankful to God because when Miss E said she learned from the roster.
Oh man, that's that's
I'm thankful to God because when the news hit about what happened to
boy,
we were like, it shook all of us. It really did. And
I'm not a thug. I'm not supposed to get shot.
It was like. What? And everybody, we were blown away, and so we all went into prayer. And I was like, no, I said, God, I already know.
Yeah, but prayer is like, I think I was on everybody's prayer list.
Yes,
I was on church's prayer list. I don't even know those people.
You was on around the world.
My grandmother said, Antoine, if you don't come to church with me and lift these people off of my back, I need you to get off the prayer list if you're doing better, baby, because that be bothering me. I was like, Mama, I don't know how to take that. That's offensive, really. I mean, I need all the prayer I can get. But I found out that people were praying for me around at least the country. I'm not positive about the world, but people were praying for me all over the place.
I put your name in every prayer group.
I don't know who I am. You know what I'm saying? It was humbling because you have to understand, Lyne't, I didn't feel like people cared about me in ministry because nobody came to my church.
Right.
People had a lot of positive things to say, but nobody was showing up. And so I'm like, well, I can't pastor if there's nobody here. So I just felt, I could tell you, that's a whole other show, but I could just tell you about the stuff that's happened to me in this last 10 years regarding ministry. I was just like, man, forget it. Yeah. And so even to wake up to the news announcing local pastors shot doing Lyft, but I was like, local pastor, who they thought somebody else was shot? You know? And then my picture popped up. I was like, oh my God, who told them I was a pastor? But what it told me was I left such a mark. Yeah. They was able to do research about me and found out I was a pastor. Yeah. That blew my mind. Absolutely. And so I know who I am. I know that I'm loved. I know that God gave me this testimony to help people. I didn't want it. Trust me. He could have kept this. Right. However, I'm going to use it for his glory nonetheless. So, I'm encouraged that I'm able to talk this much. Y'all don't understand. Praise him. Yes, I'm able to talk this much. And you can understand everything I say. And I got shot all the way through my face. My whole jaw was blown out. It didn't exist. It was gone. I'm June the 29th. That brings me to June the 29th. I'm doing a Thank You Kansas City program at the Mohart Center, 3200 Wayne, Robert Mohart Center, Multipurpose Center, 3200 Wayne. They call it the Lynewood Multipurpose Center. Yeah, that's what it used to be called today. But nonetheless, we're going to be over there at 7 o'clock. It's a Friday night. The A-flat Orchestra, which my kids are a part of. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. They're going to be participating that night. And then I have my friends Sean and Gloria Derrick. They'll be there. And Rafa Temple Gospel Church Choir will be debuting officially that night. And me and Monet just be talking about how we got through this, and thanking some people and giving out a few not gift certificates of thanks. Just appreciation, just some people that just stepped up. I mean, like Derek Johnson helped raise money for me. I mean, like I'm driven his family, but I mean, like who am I, right? I mean, so. It's just been amazing, just the love that I received from Kansas City. All right, I was ready to leave. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Well, we got 1 minute left on the air, and I want to say this again. He said June 29th. Yes. 3200 Wayne. The Robert E. Mohart Community or Multipurpose Center. Yep. It will be what did you call it? A Thank you, Kansas City. Yeah. From the Rostons. Yeah. So I have 1 minute left on the air. I want to see if they shouted out any other dads. And people don't care about dads. Oh yeah, and Mr. Chamberlain. Daryl Chamberlain. Daryl Chamberlain is like, oh my God, he is awesome. I am expecting some churches to have some Father's Day breakfasts, lunches, brunches, cookouts, something. Yeah. He said he cannot find a church in Kansas City that's doing it. Really? You women in church need to be ashamed of yourself. I say y'all because I don't go to church, but I'm gonna start going to Pastor Ross. And then we're definitely gonna be doing that next year. All righty, so y'all take care. God bless. This is the Lyne't Gray Show. See you next Tuesday at 8.
Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
And I know. Today.